Hello everyone, this is Shinobi, once again with another Awaken Chaos Era video. Today I'm going to talk about Ignites and Bleeding, and we will test out Ignites and Bleeding to see how effective the new update has been on these debuffs. So these debuffs have been completely overlooked by us, except in like Guild Boss, where you require these from Scarlet to get as much damage as possible. But other than that, we are certainly not very much bothered about these debuffs, as they were not equal to poisons. So we will check out if these changes or the redesigning of the mechanics of Ignite and Bleeding, which is supposed to make them more distinctive. Let's see if that can happen when we test it out. So the changes they have done is that instead of dealing 12% true damage for Ignite, it will now start dealing 30% of the attack, 30% attack, it's regular damage equal to 30% of attack. Okay, but the problem with this kind of a damage is that it can be reduced by armor, which is the defense of the enemy. So if the enemy has got very high defense, then obviously the amount of damage dealt on the enemy would be that much less. At the same time, Ignites can now land critical strike, and you can get crit damage out of it, which is good. So if you have does that mean that if you have 100% crit rate, you should be getting 100% crit damage as well or as much as damage that is there on the champion? But this also leads to a problem. You now require very high attack percent on your champion. You require a lot of crit rate. You require a lot of crit damage, and over and above, you require the focus that is required to land these debuffs on the enemy, right? So there is a problem. And then, as far as bleeding is concerned, they did not change it much. They only gave it like 3% extra damage based on attack, so that's 15% of attack, and it's a true damage. So unlike Ignite, this one is only true damage. In Ignite, they have changed it such that it can be a regular damage, so that means that it is effective against almost all the bosses. Okay, but true damage ones is not effective against those who are immune to true damage. So yeah, so I think like they have made Ignite much better than what they have made Bleeds. With regards to Bleeds, the Bleeds damage is only dealt whenever the target or the enemy casts an ability. So instead of dealing this damage at the end of the turn, as soon as the target casts its ability, it will get the damage. Okay, and it lasts whatever turns or rounds it was supposed to land according to the ability of the hero who placed it. So let's first look at which champions are available to deal this stuff. We'll quickly go through it. So if we go to the index and search out, say, let's look at Ignite. So we got only 6 champions who deals it, and I've got only 3 of those. 2 of them are epic, 1 Elite, and the others that I don't have is 1 Dark Lego and 2 other fire champions. So you got Trista. I don't have Trista, unfortunately. She's an epic and I don't have her. And then you have got the best Ignite champion, Bachelard. I don't have him as well. I've got Asrina built up, so I will be showcasing Asrina. With regards to Ignites, with regards to Bleeding, you have got 7 champions, and yeah, so you've got a few legendary. You got 1 legendary and 3 epics and 2 elites. The best of them is Scarlet. So she's the one who can deal the most number of bleedings. Okay, so let's test them out quickly. The best place, because I have got Asrina and Scarlet, they are both red affinity, that is they are fire affinity. I'm going to test them in Tulpa. So I'm going to test them in Tulpa Health Stage 2. I won't be able to see the damage report if I do multi-battle, so let's just do it this way. Okay, so let's see how much damage Asrina can deal with the ignites that she has. So she's slow. I'll show you her gear as soon as I finish this run. Okay, so just so that you know what kind of a gear I'm using here at health stage 2, that is dungeon level 14 in Tulpa. So she's the slowest among here. She doesn't have any speed on her because I needed her to have as much attack as possible, as much crit rate and crit damage as possible, and a lot of focus so that she can land her ignites on the boss. So let's see what damage. Okay, her damage is okay. You can see the ignites dealt crit damage, which is good, but the crit damage was pretty low, like only 300 or 500 damage, which is not what I was expecting out of it. So it's pretty low. She's got like around 5,600 attack. So if it's 30% of it, that should be like 1,500 damage out of her. Let's see on the boss. Let's see once the boss takes a turn. Let's see how much damage. When the boss uses the ability, let's see how much damage that ignite will deal. So I should be able to see it soon as the boss moves. Okay, he moved 510 and 493. That's just 1/3 of the actual damage that Asrina should be dealing. Like, she's got 5,600 or 5,000, something around 5,600 attack. So it should be at least 1,500 damage from the ignites, right? So based on 30% of attack, but the boss has got so much defense on him that he's able to just ignore 1,000 damage from those ignites. So compared to poisons would not have bothered about defense. So I think like they have made it too big, but the only benefit is that you can deal so many ignites. It still is not going to be equal to what poison can do. With that many ignites, if it was poison, if I had 6 poisons, then the boss would have had so much more damage on him than what ignites have done on him, right? So I think like they need to tweak it a lot more. It should not be reduced by armor. That's too much. Come on, to get someone to 6,000 attack is such a pain. It's so much difficult, and all you're getting out of it is 1,800 damage, even if it's crit damage, right? So I don't think that ignite should be bothered by defense. It should be like, no, it's a regular damage, right? It's not even a true damage. So they should not be bothered about defense when it comes to ignite. So let's see what kind of damage she dealt. She did not. Obviously, both my Val and my these guys have got much more. They don't have as much as attack, but they have taken much more turn, and they've got AOE damage coming through. But 68,000 out of the rest of the damage is just too low. I just can't believe it. Like, let's look at her gear. Let's look at my Asrina's gear. So she should be somewhere over here. Yeah, she's here. So let's look at her gear. So she's got 4 pieces of warrior set, 2 raptors, so that I can give her some kind of focus. Let's look at here from here. Okay, she's got 5,673 attack, 128 speed, which is not something of concern, 98% crit rate, 189 crit damage, 128 focus. So the problem with getting the focus, the attack, and then crit rate is that you will have to let go of some other area like speed or crit damage or crit rate. So I don't think that the update has done anything to justify using any of the Ignite champions, unless they are like saying that, okay, it's now going to ignore defense. If it is not affected by armor at all, even then you could have got like 1,500 to 1,600 damage for each of the Ignite that is there, which is still less than what the poisons can do. right? So I think like it should not be affected by armor. It should in fact have ignored the defense so that she can deal more damage. I think like this is not going to work out. So let me just change the gear on her. So Asrina's gear, okay, I need to probably save it so that I can change it as a custom set. Okay, now let me change it to Scarlet. Let Scarlet take this gear. It's going to be the same gear, right? I cannot build a separate gear for her. Okay, she's not going to have, she's just going to have the same one, but she's faster. But her attack is only 5000 with the same gear that's on Asrina. So Asrina's got higher attack compared to Scarlet. So let's test out Scarlet over here and see how much damage she can deal with her bleeds, and let's compare and see if bleeds can deal more damage when compared to ignite. Okay, so my Asrina was able to deal 68,000 damage on the overall, and it's possibly going to be the same as that of Asrina because mostly my Val and my Garrel is going to do the damage on all these bosses, mini bosses and everybody, and going to finish them off. So it's going to be almost the same damage that's supposed to be dealt. Yeah, that dog, the wolf of there did that extra damage. Good. Right, let's see how it affects the boss, what kind of true damage I'm going to get from the boss from the bleeds. So that's going to come after the turn. So and also because let's see what's the damage. Come on, show me the damage. Oh, he did not do any ability. Okay, he has to take the turn, right? He just dealt one ability and not the turn. I don't see that. Okay. Oh, I don't see the damage. They are not showing the damage here. So I'll have to wait until the battle report to see what kind of damage was dealt on the boss. But we can also see what kind of percentage it was taking away from the boss. So I think we should be able to see some kind of an effect out there. And this is only Tulpa 12. This is not Tulpa this is only Tulpa 14. It's not 15 or 16. So once we get to Hell Stage Hell Stage 3 and 4, it's going to be different. I tested out Asrina on 3 and 4. It didn't work for me. It did not work for me. Okay, so I'm not going to show 15 and 16. I'm just going to show 14 and just so that we can see what kind of damage we're getting out of them, and I hope I can finish it. It doesn't look like I'll be able to finish off with my Scarlet over here. Oh, I don't see much damage being dealt over here. I just need my Florence to heal everybody now. If it's not healing, then I will be losing it out. Okay, I get healed. Okay, that should be fine now. I hope I can finish off this one. Okay, there's plenty of bleeds that's been dealt because of the wolf that is there. So the number of bleeds that is there is much more higher. Okay, now let's see the damage report and see what kind of damage she was able to deal with her 15% true damage. She's only dealt 60,000 damage. So basically, I do not think that bleeds or ignites have changed at all. They do not show any visible effects. They may be useful in PvP, I don't know. I haven't tested them in PvP. Maybe they are useful. But from what I can see, it seems like, okay, let's just test it out here and see if I will be able to deal any damage with Scarlet. Obviously, it's my Geronel who's there. Scarlet, come on Scarlet. Let's see if there is any effect of the damage. We can see the damage from the report, so that's not going to be a problem. So let me just slow them down. Okay, I think like, should I be, oh no, I'll just stun her and give her the bonus turn. I don't care if the rest of them are faster or not. So let's see. Let's deal the damage on her. Okay, I took her out. She was too powerful, it seems. Oh, they are all 50. That's strange. Why are they at 50? Okay, now the damage should be dealt by him, on him. So let's... it didn't do much of a damage. I don't see any damage on him. It didn't take him out. He's got 5000 attack. Come on. Let's see what kind of damage is shown in the battle report. Do I have a battle report? Yeah, I should be having a battle report. Okay, 12,000 damage. But look at that. My Halia dealt more damage than my Scarlet. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. So it seems like the Bleeds and Ignite, even though they have revamped it, they redesigned it, they changed the mechanic of it, ultimately what matters is the damage dealt by them. It seems like the damage is not enough. It's certainly not enough. They should be ignoring defense, they should be dealing damage which is almost equal to that of poisons. They have to make it that way. If not, poisons are still going to be meta. And as of now, yes, poisons are still the meta. Bleeds and Ignites are not going to do anything. They're not going to be effective. Not with the requirements for attack, not with the requirements for crit rate and crit damage, not with the requirements for focus. You cannot have everything on them. Look at Santis or Gangelo. You do not have to make them DPS. You don't have to make them DPS at all. You just have to make them tanky, or you just have to make them have very high focus and a pretty good speed. That's all that is required for them. They don't need to be worried about crit rate or crit damage. But with these guys, you have to be worried about crit rate and crit damage and attack. At least in the case of Ignite. In the case of Bleeds, you just have to worry about the attack. But still, it's like only 15% of the attack that is the true damage that's been dealt. And you can see that the effect was so low. My Scarlet had only 5000 attack, even though the same gear, the very same gear that I used on my Scarlet was used on Astrina, and she had 5600 attack. That's a huge difference. So they said that they are going to introduce new champions for with Ignites and Bleeds. I just hope that they do something in addition to bringing in new champions, which are going to be useless. Pretty much. If it's not going to deal or increase the damage, if those new champions do not have any mechanics to, like have focus, like they should be able to land these Ignites or Bleeds without any focus. They should be dealing some additional damage on these Bleeds and Ignites based on their traits. I think only then will Ignites and Bleeds be used. Otherwise, I don't think Ignites and Bleeds are going to be used anyway. So Ace, please look into it. I understand that you're trying to improve the damage of these debuffs, but what you have done is not enough. You need to do more. That's it from me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know in comments if you have any opinions about this. I think that the new patches, particularly with regards to these debuffs, are pretty underwhelming. They need to do a lot more work on this. Maybe you guys might have tested out it with some other kind of mechanics or some other kind of gear. Please let me know if you have been able to get more damage out of these champions. If not, just give me a comment. Just say, give me a like on my videos, and of course, please subscribe to my videos. Please, I need to get more subscribers. Please subscribe to my videos, like and share my videos. You have a good day. Peace, love and blessing to all of you. Thank you.